Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I'm back from holiday and we've got the round 17 of the URC, 2 rounds left, some very important games, some games that could actually start to decide things like Europe, playoffs, all that good stuff could be decided some today, some over the next couple of days, but yeah, let's get into it. We're going to start off. Actually, I'm not starting off that strong, I'm not going to lie. Zebra versus Scarlets. This game, it's kind of a nothing game. Zebra, bottom of the log, 16th. Scarlets, 14th. The URC put something out saying that Scarlets can fight for the Welsh Shield, but they're wrong because Ospreys are miles ahead of all the other Welsh teams. I think the Welsh Shield's already actually in Ospreys' hands. So yeah, this game in terms of qualification doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean neither team's going to try. It's Zebra's last home game. They're going to want to do something. A season that I don't personally think has been too bad for them. They've had some decent games. They actually won a game which is a lot better than they did last season. Oh dear, pardon me, sorry. But yeah, Scarlets away from home again. They've not had a good season at all. And I think Scarlets will look to try and get a big win. Zebra, yeah, I think Scarlets are just about going to do it. Although if there is a game that Zebra's going to win, it will be this one. However, I'm going to just about side with the Welsh side. Next up is the exact opposite, an absolutely monumental clash in Edinburgh. I'm going to try a little exciting video for us. I'm not going to say much about rest about that because if it fails I probably won't do anything with it, but yeah. And that is Edinburgh versus Munster. Round 2, Porter, I know you're watching. Round 2. Hopefully it goes the opposite round of the Edinburgh-Scotland. Edinburgh won't play Scotland as they both bottle the game. Scotland-Ireland, hopefully it goes the other way round. It's in Scotland though this time. It's going to be a good game. But Munster are just, yeah. As much as I really want Edinburgh to win, and as much as I will hope that Edinburgh will win, and I can see Edinburgh winning this, but I think on the basis of probability it will swing just about to Munster. Although, who knows? Edinburgh have been pretty good at home. Munster have been pretty good in general. So yeah, really exciting to see. This will be a good game. Edinburgh need a win. Edinburgh, they need 6 points maximum. If Edinburgh gets 6 points, they're guaranteed playoff and they're guaranteed Big Europe. But with other games through other teams, a win today might seal it. And Munster, obviously, they're still in the talk for this top spot, especially with Leinster losing, Glasgow losing last week. Glasgow lost, Leinster won last week, but it's all tight up there. And Munster will know that if they can just keep the pressure on those two teams, they might be able to squeeze a home semi-final. But I am going to side with the Irishmen. Next up we have Bulls versus Benetton, and this is a monumental game for Benetton as you think they need a win today. Similarly to Edinburgh, well, Benetton and Edinburgh are playing each other on the last game of the season, so for either of these teams to avoid a possible knockout game, they want to win today to just kind of give them that edge over certain other teams below them. Now, Benetton are away at Bulls, which isn't an easy game whatsoever. Bulls are in that conversation as well for that top spot. They beat Glasgow last week. And I think that they will want to, again, similarly to Munster, keep the pressure on the top teams. They'll look at that, they'll go Glasgow, I'll get to them in a minute, I've got quite a tough game. Munster have got a tough game. Leinster are... I've got a tough game, so yeah, they'll be looking at this going, a win might see them climb a couple of spaces. So that's... Yeah, and I think Bulls will get it done in South Africa. Sorry. I know the Benetton beat the Sharks last week, but the Bulls are just on another level to the Sharks this season. Sharks have been better post Six Nations, but they've still not been top quality like what the Bulls are. Next up, we've got Ospreys versus Dragons, an all Welsh affair. Again, Ospreys, they want a win in this game to just about keep them in this conversation for top 8. I mean, I think depending on how other results go, even if they win, it might not be enough going into one game left. But anyway, it's a Welsh derby and anything can happen. We all know what Welsh derbies are like. Again, the Welsh shield's already in Ospreys' hands as the 15 Cleave of Cardiff, who are the next. Actually, no, because the shield's aren't on league position anymore. So maybe the URC was right because it's against Welsh opposition. I forgot about the revamp of the shields. Ospreys are top, but yeah, it's going to be tough for them. If Dragons can get a win, then it does cement themselves in the run of the series. I completely forgot that the shields have been revamped this season. So again, Scarlets doesn't matter. The Zebra game for them, same thing, but this is big for Ospreys. A win today would secure a bonus point. Win today against Dragons would secure that Welsh shield for them, so that would be huge. Dragons, a win against Ospreys would put them right in the talking for it, as Ospreys are top with 14, and then you've got Cardiff on 12, Scarlets on 10, I believe. Is it 10 or 11? 11. And then Dragons on 9, so yeah, if Dragons can get a win, then they'll be up to 13, 14, which will be exactly where they need to be. If Ospreys get a win, they'll clear Cardiff and win the Welsh Shield. So I think Ospreys will get it done in Swansea. I think it's going to be quite simple for them. Next up though, Lions at home to Glasgow. Glasgow still top of the log. Lions in 10th. Again, Lions will want a win to keep them in the conversation for this top 8. Glasgow are top of the log. They will want to remain top of the log. And to be brutally honest with you, I think Glasgow are going to win this game. I can see Glasgow doing Lions in South Africa. They came blooming close against the Bulls. That's late resurgence. If they had an extra 5-10 minutes, I reckon they would have done it. But yeah, I think Glasgow will get this done. Keep top spot. They've got Zebra in their last game of the season. Again, they'll fancy the chances to get a full 5 in there. And if they do and come top of the URC, I think they'll win the whole thing. So lots of incentive for Glasgow, as well as Lions. Yeah, if they lose, they're out the running for the top 8. Just about, depending on other results. Similar to Ospreys, actually, depending on other results, but they need to win and hope that other results go their way. Next up, speaking of teams who are close, we've got Connacht at home to Stormers. Stormers are in 5th. They'll want a win to, I think if they win today, they've secured that top 8, which is exactly what they need. Connacht are in 9th. Connacht will be looking at how tough a game Benetton and Edinburgh have and be going, if they can get a win over Stormers, they'll play. It's in Ireland, so it's not out the realms of possibility. If Connacht can get a win, then they'll probably overtake them, and which means that and with Benetton and Edinburgh playing each other in the last round, a win for Connacht against Stormers will do huge stuff for them. Now again, Benetton and Edinburgh might both win, and it's wraps for them anyway, but it's a huge game, this. I do think Stormers will take it. Stormers will prove they're good enough now to go to pretty decent teams in Europe and win. I still don't think they have it over the top teams, the Glasgows, the Leinsters, the Munsters in Europe, but if you give them a Connacht, a Benetton and Edinburgh, teams like that, I reckon they will get it done in Europe and they'll beat anyone in South Africa. Next up, we've got Sharks versus Cardiff. Again, kind of a nothing game. Neither team can do too much, but they're both playing for pride. Sharks, again, just trying to rescue league position, kind of save themselves as much embarrassment as possible. Cardiff, it's been a poor season for Welsh for the last 3 years, but is it a big chance for Cardiff to kind of build something? If they can get this will be a statement win for Cardiff if they get it done. Sharks as well. How close are Sharks to Ospreys? Because I don't think they're close enough to catch them. I think, yeah, Sharks are capped where they are against Cardiff, and this is kind of actually the fight for 12th, because they're both tied on points. Sharks are just slightly ahead in points difference, or wins, I can't remember, but you know, they're tied on points, so the winner of this game has a good chance of holding on to that 12th spot, kind of being best of the rest type thing. I do think it'll go to Sharks. You know, they suffered a disappointing loss to Benetton last week. I think that they will want to go for strong performance this week, just to make sure that they don't slip into the form they were in at the start of the season, especially before that European final, that they will know will give them a saving grace if they win A, a trophy, and B, a ticket into the Champions Cup still. Yeah, as a note, if Sharks win the Challenge Cup, 8th in the URC won't get Champions Cup. So, to that team in 8th, support Gloucester. Obviously, we won't know who's come 8th at the time of the European final, but yeah, if you're an Edinburgh fan, a Gloucester fan, an Edinburgh fan, a Benetton fan, a Connacht fan, somewhere in there, a team that might come 8th, you probably want to be cheering on Gloucester, no offence. Sharks. And last up, a game again, a monumental clash. Kingspan, Ulster at home to Leinster. What a game this is. Ulster will again have the chance to just about secure their space in the top 8 if they get a win. Leinster want to keep that pressure on Glasgow in second, but in the return leg of this, the game that happened in Dublin, Ulster won. So this is a huge chance for Ulster maybe to go back to back in the season against Leinster. Will they do that? I don't think so. I think it'll be tight, but I do think it'll just about go the way of Leinster. But, you know, again, maybe Leinster will put out a weaker team and will one eye on Toulouse next week. Yeah. I still favour them though. I think that they'll want to just sharpen up and make sure, but Leinster might be careful with some of their big names ahead of their European final. But that's it for this video. That's the rounds. So just to give you a rundown, I think Scarlets will beat Zebra, Munster will beat Edinburgh, Bulls will beat Benetton, Ospreys will beat Dragons, Glasgow will beat Lions, Stormers will beat Connacht, Sharks will beat Cardiff, and Leinster will beat Ulster. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what your thoughts on the round are, who you think is going to win or lose, and until next time I shall see you later.